Hello and welcome to a fresh hour of CBS Sports HQ alongside Joe Musso. I am Hakeem Dermish. That was awesome. Happy opening night to you. We waited more than 200 days. The NFL is back, kicking off with the back-to-back champs.
Yeah, 207 days since jackpot in Vegas, some 935 since anyone other than the Chiefs had their hands on the Lombardi. The game's latest dynasty now looking to do what none have done before. The quest for a three-peat begins on night one of the NFL season. It's a rematch of last year's AFC title game that took on odd paces. Low scoring. There'll be plenty of points in this one. NFL season's here, just 20 minutes tardy. This one delayed due to weather. Lamar Jackson got a new running mate in the form of Derrick Henry over the offseason. First drive of the game. Purple is, in fact, the color of royalty. King Henry crowned right off the bat. Capped an 11-play, 70-yard opening drive. Henry would slow from there. Ensuing Chiefs drive. Another new face in a new place, and, well, he's not going to be in that place long because he's always on the move. Xavier Worthy sporting that record 4.21 40-yard dash, his first touch in the league to the house, and that's speed, recognizing speed there. Tyreek Hill chiming in, the former Chief. Early second quarter now. Mahomes avoids the sack, looking downfield, finds Travis Kelce. He was seldom seen throughout this one, but a bit of history there. Gain of 23 as Mahomes passes Len Dawson for the most passing yards in Chiefs franchise history, and we ain't done counting. Led to a field goal. Chiefs going to the half up 13-10. Move ahead to the fourth now. Ravens down 10. Lamar. Much of the night was ad-lib, including this. Finds Isaiah Likely. Had himself a game. Likely down the sideline, and then does the Lamar hit the brakes move. Ravens down 20-17 on the scramble drill, but Mahomes and the Chiefs answer right back. Ensuing KC drive, it's Worthy again. His second touchdown of the game on a busted coverage makes it 27-17. 3 total touches, 2 of them saw paint. Ravens would kick a field goal, get a stop. So Baltimore with the ball inside 2 minutes, no timeouts. Now 40 ticks from right around midfield. Lamar eyes downfield, and he hooks up with Rashad Bateman. Ravens are in business. Next play, clock running, 18 ticks. Jackson, time in the pocket, floats one to the corner. Bit of a pseudo throwaway, but Likely comes down hard. He would walk off with the trainers, didn't look good. Next play, second down, 10 ticks. Lamar steps up. Oh, a wide open Zay Flowers missed. Unbelievable. Jackson 1 of 8 passing inside the red zone. Gotta be better. Still one more chance. Jackson creating time. Nothing on the clock. Pass caught. It's Likely again. Ruled as a touchdown, but look again. By the difference of a toe, the Chiefs winners in game 1 of this NFL season. Harbaugh had the 2-point conversion coming out already. They thought it was a touchdown. Lamar still thinks it's a touchdown. It's not. Patrick Mahomes now 5-1 all-time against Lamar, and it's celebration that football is back and celebration in the Chiefs' kingdom. Plenty to be positive about on the Ravens side, although here in a loss. Likely 9 receptions, a $111, 1 receiving touchdown, almost had 1 more. Lamar, a $122 on the ground to go with 273 through the air as Jackson becomes the first player in NFL history with 250 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in a season opener. But it amounts to a loss in game 1 against the Chiefs.
So, Lamar, your perspective on that, on Zay's touchdown?
Yeah, you said it, James. I thought it was a touchdown. I thought it was a touchdown, but I still think it's a touchdown. Yeah.
Lamar, also 12 targets for Isaiah. Just what goes in that connection, and how did you kind of see him, aside from the last play, really pay off?
Man, he was just open. And I seen. I don't want to get it wrong, but it looked like 32 and 20 was like turning to like pursue him when he realized where the ball was going. So I threw it so he can like make a play on it, just so I don't throw it like a line job to hit him in the face mask and they turn around and pick the ball. So I gave him the ball so he can jump a little bit. But I thought he did a great job, acrobatic catch, and I believe it was 2 feet in. I'm gonna stand on that.
Lamar, the press box is in the clouds, so it's hard to see what's going on there. The play before to Flowers, did that ball get tipped out of your hand, or was that just misfire?
No, Actually, it was, I went scramble. I see Chris Jones was on Justice Hill. Justice Hill was blocking Chris Jones, so I was trying to help Justice out, and I tried to get out of the pocket, and I seen Bateman, like, flying across, so I'm thinking Bateman gonna stop. And as I'm throwing the ball, I see Zay flying across. I'm like, can't miss. That wasn't intended for Zay Flowers. So, yeah, I was teed off about that because I'm like, if I would have held on to it a little bit more, I would have just fired it to Zay for the touchdown.
So you didn't see it until the very end.
Yeah, like when I threw the ball, I seen him. I'm like I want to say something else, but I'm like, damn, like shit happens.
Lamar, did you guys as an offense go in to expect the crackdown on illegal formations, or was there a confusion with how that was being called?
Oh man, we definitely in practice we didn't have that. You know, we had refs at practice. You know, throughout camp and stuff like that. I feel like we rarely had a call like that. You know, so for that to go down in a game like this, first game of the season, things happen.
You called Kansas City your kryptonite in the past.
It ain't my kryptonite. It's not my kryptonite.
What's that?
It's not my kryptonite.
Okay. So does that last drive give you encouragement, or does it leave you frustrated that you were 2 inches short?
The whole game gave me encouragement, you know, because I believe our guys were fighting. You know, unfortunately, we had penalties every time we had almost an explosive. Every time we had an explosive, we had a penalty right after that. So it was like, it's hard to get in the groove. You know, our offense battled, and we battled third and fourth quarter. Fortunately, we don't. These ugly games, we got to overcome them. And I felt like we did a great job at that, you know, just coming down in the red zone, 10-yard line, wherever it was, to the last play.
What were the conversations with the offensive line as you were trying to adjust to these new illegal formations?
Let's go. You know, we know what type of game it'll be. You know, the guys just won the Super Bowl. You know, it's at their house. Things like that gonna happen. The crowd noise. Well, we have to fight through it.
Lamar, when you guys are going to a little more tempo there in the fourth quarter to the offense, really seemed to click there. What was kind of working there? Was it you guys got the rhythm that hadn't been there? Or?
No. Actually, we do that a lot throughout practice. You know, just go 2-minute drill. Just go fast. You know, keep our win and just go. We do that sometimes throughout practices, and we work on that.
Lamar, how much did your completion at Isaiah, and the 49-yard touchdown, how much did that really infuse you guys with energy, change the game a little bit for you guys?
I'm just glad it was a touchdown and nothing happened. It didn't get called back or anything like that because he made a spectacular run and catch. You know, he did his thing, and I like the step back at the end. You know, right before the touchdown, that was amazing. You know, yeah, that looked crazy. Now his was I said his was dope because it's in the NFL. I was in high school.
Hey Lamar, you say the Chiefs are not your kryptonite, but
No.
Seeing how last season ended and this season has begun, what does it say about your team and measuring up against the two-time champs?
Yeah, I believe our offense got we got new additions, and we just getting adjusted, you know. I don't want to say preseason is the reason because it wasn't, because we battled. You know, you can see it, we put points on the board, and we just got to do what we got to do to win those games. Simple.
Well, Rick wanted Isaiah both talk about how just the fight that you guys showed today kind of gives them optimism moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
How do you describe kind of that thought around the optimism and the outlook of this team moving forward?
Yeah, I believe everyone in our locker room hate losing. Point blank, period. Coaches, trainers, equipment guys, cafeteria, women and men, and definitely the players, you know, because we out there putting it on the line, blood, sweat, and tears. And for us to lose to those guys and the way we lost, even though I don't want to lose, but I can't be mad at my guys because they battled, you know?
It's a long season, so what do you guys, you're constantly evolving, what do you focus on evolving to get to the point where you do fast?
Clean up penalties, clean up completions and things like that. You know, when we go scramble drill, we work on that. Scramble drills, complete those, catch those. We just got to do what we got to do to win those games.
Lamar, how frustrating?
Won't call him his kryptonite, but something's got to give when two superheroes meet, and that's exactly what these two are. The reigning league MVP and the reigning Super Bowl MVP, both back and balling out, but the head-to-head even more lopsided. Now 5 to Lamar's 1, as Mahomes is the only quarterback with 3+ wins against Lamar Jackson. The Chiefs' issue continues for the Ravens.